Hello Year 2 agents and welcome to a STEM challenge for you today. This is going to require your engineering skills. It's a brilliant challenge that I saw on the STEM website that I thought you would like to do. For this challenge you will need two higher ends, so it might be a pile of books, but in this case in my kitchen I'm going to use these mugs. You will need a thin piece of cardboard to form your bridge. I've just used a bit of cornflake packet there. And you're going to need some objects that you can place one at a time onto the bridge to test its weight. And I've raided Sam Yates's piggy bank, so I've got a few pound coins there to test how strong my bridge is. When you've got those bits and bobs, move on to the next step of this challenge. Okay, so then we're going to take sort of a base level of how good our bridge might be. So I'm going to build mine now. I'm going to place my two mugs a distance apart, a wide distance towards the end of my cardboard. Then put my little bit of cornflake packet there. That is my bridge. And now I'm going to test how strong my bridge is. So one at a time, goodness me, I'm going to place my pound coins on. I'm going to see how many I can fit on this bridge before it buckles or breaks. It's bending a lot already, actually. My goodness me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gosh, 6, I think it's going to go. Wow, 7. I could fit £7 coins on my flimsy bridge before it went. Now your challenge today isn't just to check how flimsy your bridge is, but to try and improve this basic bridge design and try and be able to fit more of your weighted objects on before it falls. You don't have to use pound coins, you could use Lego blocks, you could use some sweets, lollies, that sort of thing if you have them at home, anything that's going to weigh it down that you can count at equal weight as it goes on. So we're going to look at some real world bridges now, and we're going to see if we can take any inspiration on how we can improve our basic bridge design. So to improve our bridges, we're going to be able to use things like paper, string, cardboard, blue tack. What we can't use is thicker materials really, because we want to try and keep that main base the same, but we can add things like string to it, or we can make some cardboard or paper columns to try and improve it. Now the first type of bridge we're looking at is called a suspension bridge. You may have been over one of these bridges. They use ropes, chains or cables to hold the bridge in place. They can cover really large distances with large pillars at either end, usually over waterways, and they'll be suspended by cables or chains holding the weight of the bridge. So you could look at these for inspiration. You could think about how you could use string to try and recreate this sort of pattern and see if that helps you to improve the quality of the weight-bearing load of your bridge. Here is an example of a suspension bridge. This is the Humber Bridge in Yorkshire. I've been over the Humber Bridge quite a lot actually, because Mrs Yates is from Hull, which is at one side of the Humber Bridge. It's a really impressive structure and it spans a really long way. And before this bridge was built, people had to use a ferry to get across that waterway. So again, looking at those two tall columns, seeing if you could recreate those, and then somehow using string, that may be the design that you want to go for on your bridge improvement. The bridge we're going to look at is the arch bridge. It uses a curved shape to spread the weight from the bridge over the curve rather than the weight bearing directly straight down. Any weight that is put on the bridge is carried outwards towards some supports that are built into the ground either side of the bridge. And again, this is something that you could consider, having some supports at the side and building some curves in to try and spread the weight on your bridge. A very famous example of an arch bridge is the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which you can see in the picture here. Maybe you could use this for inspiration for your design. The last type of bridge we're going to look at is a beam bridge, very similar to the bridge that we built. Beam bridges, though, normally would have additional supports where needed, or might have some weight at either end of the bridge to help support the middle there. So you could think about how you can build some paper supports maybe at different points along your bridge, or think about adding some additional weight at either side and see how that impacts on how much weight your bridge can bear. This viaduct is actually a very extreme example of a beam bridge, a very famous one as well. This is in Germany. So have a think about your designs, and then when you just get cracking really, think about how you could use, as I say, string, paper, cardboard, blue tack if you need, to try and scale up your bridge. The main part of your bridge should still just be your thin piece of cardboard, but that will be supported elsewhere in your design. Good luck with this. I'm sure you'll do really well, agents.